Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Charlie. On today's episode, I'm going to be showing y'all how to make my delicious blackened chicken kale salad with a homemade salad dressing from scratch. Now, this salad consists of kale, of course, but you can also use romaine lettuce or iceberg lettuce. It also has tomatoes, red cabbage, carrots, olives, small chunks of bacon, and boneless, skinless chicken thighs, which we blacken, of course, using the blackening cooking technique, which originated right here in Louisiana. And in addition to that, we top it off with a delicious and refreshing low-fat salad dressing to go right along with it. This recipe calls for about 4 to 6 individual servings of salad. Now with the salad dressing, you may have to double it if you want to serve more people. It's a healthy, refreshing, it's absolutely delicious. So without further ado, let's get started. Alright, here's all what you'll need to make your blackened chicken salad with bacon. Let's get started with our ingredients. You're going to need a half a pound to 1 pound of fresh kale. You could also use romaine lettuce or iceberg lettuce, whichever one you prefer. And right here I have some Roma tomatoes. You can use any other type of tomato of your choosing. And right here I have some shredded red cabbage, some matchstick carrots, and some sliced black olives. And over here you're going to need some unsalted butter, some hickory smoked bacon. Now you don't need this much bacon, we're only going to use a small amount. And if you don't like bacon, you could omit it from the recipe. And right here I have some boneless, skinless chicken thighs. That's about 1 pound of that. Alright, and over here I have some light mayonnaise. This is a lower in fat mayonnaise than regular mayonnaise, but you could use full fat, whichever one you prefer. And right here I have some yellow mustard, sweet relish, and some honey. Now for your seasonings, you're going to need some salt, Tony Saturated Creole seasoning. Now if you don't have this, you can use the Zatarain's Creole seasoning or the Slap Your Mama Cajun seasoning. And you will also need some Chef Paul Prud'homme's Poetry Magic, onion powder, garlic powder, some paprika, and lastly you will need a salad spinner. And there we have it. Alright, let's get straight to it. So here I have a whole leaf of kale right here. But if you want to remove the stem entirely, you just take your knife and you just go like that. And from there you can remove the stem. So I'm going to just chop this up like so. And you could also use romaine lettuce or iceberg lettuce, whichever one you prefer. It doesn't really matter. Alright, now once you finish from chopping up your kale, you're going to take it and you're going to place it into this medium-sized bowl. Alright, here I have a large bowl. I put a mesh strainer in there. And I'm going to just take some of the kale and I'm just going to add that in there. Just a little bit at a time. And from there I'm going to just go ahead and just take my hands and just kind of stir it around a little bit. And from there I'm going to lift the mesh strainer out like that. Give it a quick shake. And I'm going to just add it back in there again. I'm going to just give it one last final little quick little stir with my hands. Alright, that looks good. Got this little Tupperware piece right here. I'm going to just add the kale in there for right now. Alright, now here I have my little salad spinner right here by Good Grips. Now I'm going to just add a small amount of the kale in the salad spinner. Just a little bit, not too much. And this comes in different sizes. I think I have the smallest size. I'm going to just go ahead and just spin this right quick. Now the salad spinner helps remove all of the moisture from the kale or lettuce. It helps keep it nice and crisp, and it also helps it stay fresh as well. Got a little automatically push button. There we go. Now that's the first spin. Looks pretty good, but I'm gonna give it one more spin. Just hold that down. There we go. Our kale is ready to go. From there I'm gonna just take the kale and just place it into this large bowl over here. Alright, so in this medium-sized bowl I have a mesh strainer in there. I'm gonna just go ahead and add my cabbage, my red cabbage, right on in there. It's about 4.5 ounces of cabbage, red cabbage, that I add in here. I'm just gonna go ahead and clean it. Go just remove the strain out there. That looks pretty good. And from there I'm just gonna add it into my salad spinner. Just spin all the water out of it. Now since it's just a small amount, we don't have to spin the water out of it twice. It should be good with one spin altogether. Alright, that looks good. And from there, I'm going to just take the red cabbage and I'm going to place it into this small glass bowl here. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and clean off my 3 Roma tomatoes. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and chop the Roma tomatoes up. I'm going to just chop them into a medium-sized chunk, like that. Now, I know in the recipe you saw that I had 3 of them, but I think 2 of them is going to do just fine. And after that, I'm going to just take the Roma tomatoes and I'm just going to place them into this small bowl. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and add my boneless, skinless chicken thighs into this strainer. And I'm going to rinse the chicken pieces off with cold water. Now, I like to do this step to rinse off any blood or particles that might be on the chicken. And you don't have to do this step if you don't want to. Alright, here I have some napkins and I'm just going to pat the chicken dry. Now, if your chicken has any type of excessive fat or anything like that, you just take your knife and just trim that off. Alright, I transferred my chicken pieces onto this 11 by 17 inch baking pan. Now here I have about 4 tablespoons of melted unsalted butter, and I have a pastry brush right here. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to generously brush the chicken off with the butter on both sides of the chicken. Alright, now let's go ahead and add some seasoning. So I'm going to lightly sprinkle some salt onto both sides of the chicken pieces. I'm going to lightly sprinkle some Tony Chachere's Creole seasoning onto both sides of the chicken pieces. And I'm going to lightly sprinkle some Chef Paul Prudhomme's Portrait Magic onto both sides of the chicken pieces. And there we go. Preheat your fire to high heat, the highest setting on your stove. Alright, here we have our cast iron skillet. We're going to let this get hot for about 2 minutes. Alright, it's been about 2 minutes now, and as you can see, our skillet is nice and hot, and as you can see, it's smoking. That's exactly what we're looking for. We're going to add our chicken pieces into the hot skillet. Now keep in mind that frying times vary depending on the size of the chicken, your skillet, and your stove, so you want to keep all that in mind. Now you're going to let this fry for about 7 to 8 minutes on each side. Alright, it's been about 7 to 8 minutes now. I let this fry for about 8 minutes on both sides. Now you're going to go ahead and turn your fire off. Now I'm going to go ahead and take a spatula and I'm going to place them into this medium-sized bowl. Now I'm going to go ahead and let this cool completely. Preheat your fire to medium heat. Alright, let's get started with frying our bacon. So in this large saucepan, I'm going to go ahead and add 8 strips of bacon right on in there. Frying times vary depending on the thickness of the bacon, your saucepan, and your stove. Now when it comes down to this bacon, it's pretty thin, so it should take about 4 minutes on each side. Alright, it's been about 8 minutes total. Now you're going to go ahead and turn your fire off. So I'm going to go ahead and remove the bacon out of the saucepan. And I'm going to place it onto a serving dish lined with napkins. Now I'm going to go ahead and let the bacon cool completely. Alright, now that the bacon has cooled completely, now I'm going to take my hands and I'm just going to break the bacon up into small bite-sized pieces. Alright, now let's get started with making our salad dressing. So in this medium-sized glass bowl, I'm going to add a half a cup of light mayonnaise. Now remember, you could use the full fat mayonnaise if you like. And to that, I'm going to add a teaspoon of mustard, about 1 1/2 teaspoons of honey, 3 tablespoons of sweet relish, 1/4 teaspoon of onion powder, 1/8 of a teaspoon of garlic powder. Now I know early in the video I told you that you're going to need some paprika. I'm going to use some smoked paprika, about 1/4 teaspoon of that in there. And this next ingredient is optional. I'm going to just sprinkle about 1/4 of a teaspoon of sugar. I went on ahead and added a little bit more sugar, about 1 additional teaspoon of sugar. So now I'm going to go ahead and take my whisk and I'm just going to stir this until combined. Make sure you stir it real good. And that is it, ladies and gentlemen. And the salad dressing is done. Alright, now you're going to take this, you're going to cover it, and you're going to place it into your refrigerator for about 30 minutes to an hour, so that way it could get cold. And that way the flavors can settle and increase. And after that, it's ready to be served. Alright, now let's get started with assembling our salad. Now before we begin, you can do this 2 ways. You can add all the ingredients into one bowl, or you could do it into separate bowls if you're serving a few more people. Now remember, if you're serving a few more people, you might need more ingredients than the recipe calls for, okay? Especially for the topping and even the salad dressing, all right? So in this large bowl, I have a half a pound of the kale. And to that, I'm gonna add 1.5 ounces of matchstick carrots. It's about a half a cup right on in there. Here I have 2.5 ounces in weight of the red cabbage. Add that in there. And to that, I'm going to add 1.5 ounces, that's a half a cup of the sliced black olives right on in there. 5 ounces in weight, that's about 1 cup of the chopped Roma tomatoes. Just add that right on in there. And now I'm going to just go ahead and take this and I'm going to just toss this a little bit. All right, next up, I'm going to add my 1 pound of the blackened chicken thighs. Add that all in there. And next, we're going to add the 8 strips of bacon, which we fried until it was nice and crispy. And I just took my hands and just broke it up. So I'm going to just go ahead and just add that in there. And now I'm going to give this one last final quick toss. All right, y'all, and our salad is assembled and ready to go. Now, since we've placed all the items into the refrigerator overnight and everything, the salad is basically ready to be served. If you're serving this to your guests, you could just, once you assemble it, place it into your refrigerator for about 30 minutes to an hour before you serve your guests. Here is the final presentation. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Blackened chicken and bacon kale salad, made by a New Orleans native. If you like my channel, hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell button if you want to be notified of my videos. Now, I have an official website for all of my recipes, including for this delicious blackened chicken bacon kale salad. You can go to www.charliethecookandrews.com. I'm also on Facebook, Instagram, and on Twitter under the name Charlie the Cook Andrews. Stay tuned as Charlie's Taste Test is coming up next. Can't wait. Now it's time to go ahead and take a bite. So first thing, when I serve my salad, I like to add the salad dressing first, this homemade salad dressing. Now, depending on how much salad I'm serving, I like to add like a little dollop, about a tablespoon of the salad dressing right on in there. And from there, I just take my forks and I just toss it. Because the thing is that you want the salad dressing to bring out all the flavors of the meat and the vegetables. I know some people like their salad dressing drenched with salad dressing. And I just think that takes all the fun out of it. You know, and you just taste nothing but salad dressing. You just need a nice little light coating of salad dressing, not too much. I just wanted to bring out all the flavors. Now, let's go ahead and have a taste of this here. There we go. Y'all, this damn salad is good. Oh my goodness. I mean, the flavors of the kale, that blackened chicken, and the bacon, and all of the vegetables that we've added in here. And the salad dressing, it just completely balances out all the flavors of the vegetables and everything. I mean, it is absolutely delicious. And to top it off, I got a little tall glass of ice cold water to wash it all down. I'm telling y'all, try the recipe. It's going to surprise all of your guests at the dinner table. They're going to forget dinner. They're going to be like, where the salad at? Anyways, I hope you all enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. And until next time, have a good one. Peace.